Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So the data download is here and we got the information for the brand new characters. Look at that art. That art looks pretty damn good. And I already know some people are already saying, this art, why isn't it in the Legends art style? It looks really weird. These things are heavily controlled. The IP holders or the shareholders for Dragon Ball keep a close eye on things, and odds are they told the Legends development team that when you make the art for him, it has to stay true to the movie style. So they use that 3D design for it. They had to stay true to that. Even with that though, this looks amazing. The biggest reason why I wanted to make this video is because when we get those initial previews for these characters, we only get a certain amount of their details. We don't get everything, and one of them being their stats. So Gohan, stats-wise, that is a very, very, very good stat spread. He has very good-looking offenses, but his defenses are much higher than your average LF character. Already in the 170Ks, he's giving a damage-inflicted strike card. Very cool. Traditional strike with blast armor. He has blast armor on strike. So Movie Saga is nothing but a blast armor strike armor. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting confused. His blast cards are making your opponent's arts costs go up. Blue card, here we go. The details with the unique gauge. Okay, so if your unique gauge is full, kind of like how Dragon Fist, if it's maxed out, you will deal massive impact damage. The unique gauge goes back to 0, and when you use the blue card, these effects get applied. A 60% buff to your blue card, 70% restore vanish gauge, and you go type neutral. What? Dude, this blue card is gonna be insane. This blue card is going to do so much damage. Blast armor when charging forward, so it's a melee based one. If you do not have the unique gauge filled, you will deal massive impact with a 30% of blue card damage buff, but you do not go type neutral and you do not get your vanish restore back. That's nuts. This guy has it within his blue card. He just infinitely stacks up, restoring vanish. Crazy. His green card, another thing. Unique gauge is filled. Resets the unique gauge to 0, and this is what happens. Destroy all of your enemy's cards. Only happens once. Randomly draw 1. Restore 50 key. 40% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Nullify own unfavorable element factors for 5 counts. Restore your own vanish gauge by 70%. That's insane. This guy has 2 ways of restoring his vanish with his unique gauge. That's crazy. This guy has such a dangerous unique gauge. If it's not filled, you draw 1 new card, restore 30 key, and 30% damage inflicted. It's still amazing. That's fantastic. His ultimate, Supreme Impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation. 40% ult damage, destroys endurance, applies the following effects to self if there's a defeated battle member. Restore vanish gauge. Randomly draw 4 new cards if you have 3 or fewer. What the hell? Gohan does everything. He gets his vanish gauge back from his green, from his blue, from his ult. He gets some additional cards, so when you use that ult as your last finishing move, you know how your enemy almost always wants to attack right away or go for a tackle. Now you're going to be prepared. You have cards in your hand. Let's see if there are any details we missed. Main ability, he draws the ult, restore 30% of your health, get key, minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 15 timer counts. He has Dragon Fist main ability post gauge as part of his main. 100%. He doesn't care about any sustained damage cut effects. He's just going to melt everybody. Absolutely melt everybody. The following effects also occur if there's a defeated battle member. He takes away 2 Dragon Balls and gets 20% damage inflicted, so he nullifies that rush. Z ability, 38% to Hybrid Saiyan, Saga from the movie or Sun family, strike, attack, and defense, with an 18% boost for Hybrid Saiyan. Is there anything that we missed? Let's see. That looks to be all the same. We've talked about that. Yeah. That's all the same too. That's fair. Now I see why these characters are tied to his green card, because his green card is nuts. It's friggin' nuts. What else do we got here? When changing cover, yeah, we covered that as well. It doesn't look like there are any new details going on here. This is all stuff that we already know, but Jesus Christ, that's insane. Next, we also got Pan. Good old Pan. Let's see what we got here. Support type. I want to see your stats. Damn, her defensive stats are really high for a support character. What? It's almost like they know everyone gets shredded in a single combo. 170k? I think the last support unit to look like this was Tapion. Support units typically have lower than average stats, so that's crazy. Is there anything new? Holy crap, what? 5% to damage inflicted by allies for 30 timer counts upon activation. She's the best support in the game. She's the best support in the game. That's insane. Buffs up your allies 30 timer counts. That's such a long time for her to stack up damage for everybody. This is genius for a support. Holy crap, goes beyond just them being on the field, making sure they don't get PV'd and then just disappearing, saying adios. Now there's an incentive to actually fight with them. Very smart. Blue card, massive impact damage, increase own Dragon Ball by 1 upon activation. You don't even have to land this thing. You just get a Dragon Ball for using it. Happens 3 times, applies attribute upgrade, shorten substitution count by 5 to self on hit, cannot be stacked. That is very, very interesting. So there we go. The play on the sub count. You keep landing Pan's blue cards. She has a reduced sub count. You keep having, you're able to swap out a Pan quite often. And because it says attribute upgrade, it sounds like unless someone uses a green card like Ultra Gogeta to take away this buff, her sub count stays at 5. So she will have a 5 timer count sub count. You can just keep swapping out of Pan, getting the buff, getting the damage buff, the health restore buff. That's genius. Green card, reduce enemy key by 35. Holy crap, inflict all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 100% to key recovery for 3 timer counts. All enemies have a minus 20% to health restore. And you seal all enemy main abilities for 10 timer counts. And she shortens ally sub count by 3. Jesus Christ. The most threatening chibi character you've ever seen. Main ability, randomly destroy 2 of your own cards and draw a special move and special arts card next. It's genius. She literally is the perfect partner for the Gohan. Her main ability gives her a blue and a green. Shorten ally sub count again. Restore own key by 50. She is the glue to go into Gohan and just nuke the crap out of your opponent. It's genius. It is so clever how they set this up. I love it. I think it's such a cunning way to stay true to the movie with the whatever. You already know what I'm trying to say here. Nullify own unfavorable element factors for 60 timer counts. So she goes type neutral permanently for 60 timer counts, and she gets level 1 card draw speed. So all that support, all that type neutral, all that Gohan buffing, that's nuts. It's ridiculous. What do we got here? We've already talked about everything here. I believe all of that as well. And we've talked about all the stuff here. That's crazy. See, this is what I mean. These little details aren't important. I was worried that Gohan's strike card was going to be like the green Kefla where it's stacked up strike damage. But instead, it's Pan. Pan gets that instead. That's dumb. Amazing, though. That's so crazy. Now for Piccolo, Neutrogena boy, what do we got here? There it is. More impressive stats. So for some reason, he has a little bit less, though. I'm kind of surprised, but let's see what we got here. Strike cards that reduce enemy key by 20. Okay. Strike and Blaster traditional. Blue card, massive impact. 20% the blue card buff upon activation. When hit, there it is again. Shorten ally sub count by 5. Cancel enemy attribute upgrades. Activates twice. It's the perfect pairing. You can just... Everyone is manipulating sub counts in some way. You can just keep swapping out of characters, duking and dodging and kicking the crap out of your opponent. Everyone here has some sort of cover change. These 3 are terrifying together. So fitting for the movie. Green card, restore 1 health by 15% and key by 30, 25% damage inflicted buff, take away own attribute downgrades that are normal conditions. Okay. Special beam cannon, massive pierce damage, 50% to ult damage when it is activated and takes away endurance. Makes sense. Apply the following effects to enemy on hit. 100% chance for that extreme bleed. And destroy all their cards. Main ability, draw the ult. Restore health by 30% and key by 40. Restore on Vanish Gauge by 100%. Just casually as part of his main ability. Apply attribute upgrade, minus 50% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. So a Walmart version of what Gohan has. But it's nuts. These 3 just synergize together so well. 3% blast damage inflicted by Movie Saga. And 35% strike and blast attack for regen, Super Warrior, or sagas from the movies. And I think everything else we've pretty much discussed. This is all and all the same thing. It's almost like your showcase team should just be these three, and if a Rising Rush happens, you just don't let the showcase unit die. This is crazy. They outdid themselves with these three. They synergize so well. Now there's more to that. There's more than just that, rather, I should say. That's going to be the team setup for the showcases, I think. I don't know, I'm reconsidering now. But we got some new equipment. Everyone was scared that it was going to be a platinum equipment for Gohan. You got bamboozled. It's actually a yellow equip here. Blue card buff, strike damage buff, and additional damage to powerful opponent for movie Hybrid Saiyan characters. So Gohan, beast. This could be pretty useful for kicking the crap out of the Brolys and Coolers are going to be dealing with. And there's also a new platinum equipment that is actually quite nice. Came out of nowhere. I didn't expect this, but let me show you real quick. It has Piccolo on it, and you're getting a lot of pure damage buffs. Oh, sorry, I was filtering. This one here. So an up to 10% base health buff, base blast attack, either 5 to 12%, and then an additional plus 5 to 12% to blast attack when tag regen is a battle member. Keep in mind, that says base blast attack, and then another plus 5 or 12% to blast attack, so pure. So that's the end of your calculations, not the base stat that you have. It's after everything gets applied, all the Z abilities, all the everything. And another thing, same thing with the strike attack, which means this platinum equipment, Piccolo, Pan, Gohan, it basically sounds like you want to farm this for all three of those. All three of them greatly benefit from this. Base and pure for both offenses and max HP. What more could you ask for? Honestly. So that is pretty much all the new stuff when it comes to the character details. Let me know in the comment section below what you're thinking. How insane is their kits? They synergize so well together. But you know what? The kits themselves really captured sort of the bonding moment those three had in that movie. I think it's great. I'm probably going to regret this when I actually have to fight them. But in terms of capturing that, you nailed it, Legends. I think you did a really good job. So let me know in the comment section below what you're thinking. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, because for sure we're going to be getting showcases out the very second these characters come out, because I'm very excited. Hopefully you are too. Until next time, peace.